have a ball or a block, you could use this. It's just for feedback. They are not required. So this one, I actually had bruises on my inner thighs from squeezing the block. So if you're also sensitive and bruise easily, this would be a better option. Um, so let's go ahead and start in a wide knee child's pose. So big toes together, knees to the edges of the mat, and then shift on back to child's pose. You can relax the arms here or keep them active, but focusing on the deep belly breath here. So as you inhale, feel the belly reach toward the floor. And as you exhale, gently use the core to pull the belly button back up toward the spine. Then gently press back up to all fours. Stack the joints, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Move into a nice slow cat and cow with the breath. Use the core to help lengthen through the spine each way. Link the breath to the movement. Then from here, meeting in neutral, keep the knees hip distance, press back, forehead may or may not touch, doesn't matter either way. Then inhale forward to a kneeling plank. Feel the core engage, feel the glutes turn on, little bit of a stretch in the hip flexors. Then exhale, press back to child's pose. Beginning to link this to the breath, so inhale forward, exhale back. Really lengthening through the spine. That compression of the child's pose should feel good on the back. The next time we're in kneeling plank, let's hold there, deep breaths, feel the core engagement, nice long spine. On the next exhalation, we're going to slowly lower to the ground using chaturanga arms. So bend, elbows in tight, release on down, and then moving into cobra roll. So forehead down. On the next inhalation, lift up. Exhale, release the forehead. Moving with your breath, elbows in tight, spine nice and long. The tendency here is to look forward, but if you do that, you'll feel all the scrunching in the neck. So try to look down so the spine stays nice and long. Then holding at the top of this one, elbows in tight, chest open, back engaged. Option to turn the toes under. Then release the forehead down, untuck the toes, press up and back to child's pose. We're going to move into that flow again, but we're going to add on. So inhale forward, kneeling plank. Exhale back. So that's the flow. Option to continue this way, or you can drop the hips, moving into a cobra, and then pressing back to child's pose. So beginning to warm up the hip flexors and the spine. If this is too much for the lower back right now, just continue with the kneeling plank to child's pose. Then on this next one, let's hold our full cobra. You can bend the arms, opening up through the chest. Then release the forehead all the way down and roll onto the back. This is where the optional ball or block comes into play. You could squeeze it between the thighs, block or ball or nothing. Just gently squeeze, activating the inner thighs, hands down by the hips. Inhale, lift up into bridge flow, stretching those psoas again. Exhale, release. Linking the breath to this movement as well. I know I say that a lot, but that's how we get all these benefits from yoga, by slowing down the breath, moving and breathing mindfully. Holding at the top of the next one, and then adding some heel lifts, warming up those feet and calves, still stretching those hip flexors, opening up through the chest, and strengthening the legs. You probably can't hear this from here, but my right ankle is clicking every time I lift and lower. As long as it doesn't hurt, that's okay. Last heel lift. Then you can either hold the low bridge or take a quick break and come back to bridge. Hands reach up, right palm reaches toward the ceiling. Pull the right fingers back with the left hand. So a wrist stretch here as we're strengthening the legs. Exhale, release the hips and the hands. Inhale, lift the hips up and the hands. Left palm turns up to the ceiling. Use the right hand to pull the left fingers back to the floor. Exhale, release everything down. Keeping the ball or the block there. We're going to interlace the hands behind the head. Inhale deeply. Exhale, curl up. Squeeze that ball or block or imaginary block. Exhale, release the head. Deep breath in. Exhale, curl up. Extend the left leg. Foot flexed, still squeezing that ball or block or imaginary ball. Bend the left leg, release the head. Deep breath in. Exhale, curl up. Extend the right leg. Everything active. Trying to pull the hips together, pull the belly button to the spine. Release the right leg, release the head. Deep breath in. Exhale, curl up. Come up to the balls of both feet. Extend the left leg, and then extend the left arm toward the left foot. hand to the head, bend the left leg, release the heels and head. Deep breath in, exhale, curl up, come to the balls of the feet, extend the right leg, extend the right arm toward the right toes. Hand to the head, bend the right foot, heels and head, release. One more each side. Deep breath in, exhale, curl up, come to the balls of the feet, extend the left leg, extend the left arm, and then lift up even more, as high as you can, like you're trying to touch the left toes with that left hand. Bend the left leg, hand to the head, release everything. Last one, deep breath in. Exhale, curl up, come to the balls of the feet. Right leg extends, right arm extends, and then lift up even more, even closer. Hand to the head, bend the right leg, release the heels and head. Release the ball or block, full body stretch. And then bend the legs, reaching for the shins, knees to chest. Gently rock side to side, massaging the back. Then from here, switch the grip to the back of the thighs. And from here, we're going to inhale, halfway straighten. Exhale, open. Bend the legs and bring them back together. So point the toes, straighten, open, bend, together. So basically, we're going to nerve flossing, straddle, happy baby, knees to chest. Nerve flossing, straddle, happy baby, knees to chest. One more, straighten, open, bend, together. Then hug those knees into the chest again. Gently rock side to side. Then from here, you're going to roll to either side, come back to the belly. From here, we're going to bring both hands to the sacrum, and we're going to move into this kind of salute swimming. So we're going to lift the left leg up, bring the right arm forward to a salute. Then release the hand back to the sacrum, release the left leg and the forehead. Right leg up, left hand salutes, back to the sacrum and release. So alternating like this, working on shoulder mobility, stretching those hip flexors, strengthening the back of the body. Lots of stuff going on. We're also challenging the brain. You might be like, right, what, left, what? That's just because it's a little different. So we're also challenging the right and the left sides of the brain. One more each side. Then release the hands underneath the shoulders. Press on up to all fours. Stack those joints again. Then we're going to place the left forearm down, just the left. Right leg reaches straight back. Turn the toes to the side and then pulse. So isolating the outer part of the hip. And from here, we're going to leave the right leg lifted, come up to the left hand, then reach the right arm up for a kneeling half moon. Then from here, bring the right hand to the right hip, bend the right leg, and reach the right foot back so you're stretching through that right hip flexor. You'll feel the right glute is active and the hamstring. Then extend the right leg, release it to the ground, back to kneeling side plank. We're going to exhale, right hand up, comes to the right leg, left arm overhead, gate pose. Exhale, back to kneeling side plank. Right arm can go straight up or overhead, whatever feels best. Inhale, back up. So stretching and strengthening through the side body here. Then when we're next in gate pose with the right hand to the right leg, let's hold there. Exhale back down to all fours. From here, we're going to turn the toes under, come from all fours to down dog. Drop back to all fours, slow controlled movements. Just a few of these. Working on arm strength, shoulder strength, and you'll feel the core activate as well. Last one like this, then we'll meet on all fours. Then from here, let's place the right forearm down. Lift the left leg straight back, turn the toes to the side, and pulse. Then from here, we're going to press up into the right hand, kick the right foot back a little bit like a kickstand, lift the left arm, half kneeling, half moon. Bring the left hand to the left hip, bend the left leg, reach the foot back, stretching that left hip flexor. Straighten the left leg again, place it on the ground. We're going to inhale, left arm and torso up. Left hand comes to left leg, right arm overhead, gate pose. Then exhale back down to kneeling side plank. Moving with your breath. The next time you end up in gate pose, hold there. Left hand to left leg, right arm overhead, full stretch through that right side. Exhale the hands back down to all fours. Moving into that tabletop to down dog flow, so toes turned under. Inhale, press to down dog. Exhale back to all fours. Linking the breath to this movement as well. Can be a little more challenging to keep the breath linked once the movement becomes more challenging. This will be the last one. Let's go ahead and meet in down dog. Pedal out the feet, do whatever feels nice here. Then looking between the hands, bending the legs and walking the feet forward to forward fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling the hands through heart center. All right, from here, keeping the hands at heart center, we're going to step the right leg back for a high lunge. Find your balance. Then we're going to challenge the balance even more by swinging the arms. Inhale the arms straight up. And then we're going to straighten the left leg. Pull the arms to cactus. Inhale back to high lunge. Exhale, straighten and pull. Getting that right hip flexor, psoas, and also working on strength in the left and balance. Then from here, bringing the hands to the hips, stepping the right foot a little closer for pyramid, so heels are not in alignment, but about 2 fists apart. Square the hips off with the top of the mat. Walk the hands back, opening it up through the chest, or reverse prayer the hands. Deep breath in. Exhale, hinge. Release the hands to the ground. Hold pyramid for a few breaths longer. And from here, start to bend the left leg and lift the right heel up for warrior three. Try to come to the fingertips of the hands. If you want to challenge the balance, you could bring the hands to the hips. Bring the hands back down to the ground if they're lifted. Pull the right knee in. Reach it straight back. 2 more like this. Pull in, straight back. Last one. Straight back, then bend the right leg and reach it up toward the ceiling. Bend the right leg. This is the tricky part. We're going to bend the left leg, right leg a lot. Drop the right knee to the outside of the left foot. So you'll be in this weird twisty pretzel. Then we're going to turn to the left so that we end up in cow face pose with the left leg on top. All right, then from here, shoulder rolls. Meeting in center, left leg is on top. So lift the left arm, bend it, reach the right hand back, palm away from the back. You don't have to make the bind. You could just open up or go ahead and bind. Release the hands. Bring the hands to the right side of the body. Shift the weight into the left foot, and then open up to the straddle the other way. The nice slow side lunges here. From here, we're going to walk our hands toward our left foot, turning into a lunge. Inhale, lengthen into the lunge. Exhale, halfway straighten the left leg to runner stretch. Inhale back to the lunge, moving with your breath. The next time we're in lunge, let's hold there, really lengthening through the spine. Core is active. Feel that awesome stretch through the right hip flexor. Then begin to straighten that left leg for runner stretch. Go ahead and relax the head, the shoulders. Inhale back to lunge. Right hand on the ground or a brick. Inhale the left arm up. Lean back, opening up through the chest. Exhale, unwind. Place both hands down. Drop the right knee. Inhale up to kneeling lunge. Bring the hands to the back of the head and tip the head back into the hands. Inhale the arms back up, down to the ground. Swing the left leg back. Press back to child's pose. Deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. Inhale forward to a kneeling plank. Exhale, lower slowly. Inhale, baby cobra, or press up to full cobra, or up dog. Exhale, release everything back down. Press up and back to child's pose. Inhale up to all fours. Swing the right leg forward. Lift up the left knee so we're in high lunge position. Inhale the arms up. Find your balance. Adjust your pants. And then let's move into that slow, controlled arm swing. Then inhale the arms straight up, crescent pose, then begin to straighten the right leg, pull the arms to cactus. Inhale back to high lunge. Exhale, straighten cactus. Just doing 5 of these. They're challenging. Then meeting in our lunge, bringing the hands to the hips, stepping the left foot closer for pyramid. Left toes 45-degree angle, both hips facing the top of the mat. Walk the hands back or reverse prayer. Inhale, open. Exhale, hinge. Relax the head. Keep those shoulders nice and open. Release the hands down to the mat. Hold that pyramid a little longer. Then begin to bend the right leg, lifting the left heel up to warrior 3. Breathing. Option to bring the hands to the hips to challenge the balance. Then bring the hands to the ground if they're lifted. Pull the knee in, just 3 of these, and reach straight back. Pull in, straight back. Last one. Then bend the left leg, reach it up, feel that stretch through the left hip flexor. Then bend the right leg a little, bend the left leg a lot. Left foot and left knee drop to the outside of the right foot. And then we're going to rotate to the right, ending up in cow face with right leg up. Then once you're comfy, instead of shoulder rolls, let's do rib circles. So hold on to the feet or the ankle and just rotate the chest, the ribs in a circle. Reverse that circle. Then meet in center. Right arm extends up. Bend it so the palm comes to the upper back. Left arm reaches behind, palm away from the back. Make the bind or not, but open up through the chest. Release the hands. Bring them to the left side of the body. Start to place the weight in the right foot and pinwheel open to straddle the other way. This time, let's place right hand down on the mat. Left leg bends, left arm up. Exhale, switch. Left hand down, right leg bends, right leg up. And then moving at your own pace, you could link this with the breath. You could do 2 breaths each movement, whatever feels best on the body. Then releasing both hands to the ground. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hinge, straddle however you'd like. You could hold on to the big toes. You could gently pull on the legs. You can keep the hands on the ground. Then let's walk our hands over to our front right foot, turning into a lunge. Inhale, lengthen, sink the hips. Exhale, straighten to runner stretch. Inhale, lunge. Moving with your breath, making sure to not lock out that right knee. Depending how tight that right leg is, particularly the hamstring and IT band, you might only straighten it a little bit. That's totally fine. As long as the stretch feels good, you're doing it right. Then let's hold our lunge, sinking the hips, getting that nice stretch in the back left hip flexor. Then straighten that right leg, relax down over the front leg. Bend the right leg again, left hand on the block or the floor. Inhale the right arm up. Try not to let that left hip drop. Exhale, unwind. Drop the left knee for kneeling lunge. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands to the base of the skull. Tip back. Inhale the arms up. Release them to the ground. Swing the right leg back. Press back to child's pose. Deep breath in through the nose. Side out. Then walk the hands over to the right side of the mat, stretching out the left side of the body. Back to center and then over to the left. Back to center, press up to all fours. We're going to move into pigeon. So let's bring the left foot ankle in front of the right knee. If your knee doesn't do that, you can instead do it this way. Same stretch, just easier on the knee. If you're here, go ahead and slide the right leg back. Keep the toes turned under so we don't lose that hip flexor stretch. And then if you have your block nearby, you can help it to get you some height. Add a little bit of a back bend here. Breathe. So you'll notice you get the right hip flexor here, and then this is a back bend. When we come down, we switch the stretch more in the hip. Exhale, release down. You can use this block underneath the forehead now. Relax the shoulders. Relax the neck. Keep lifting up through the hips so that lower belly is still pulled in toward the spine. Left foot is still active. Right toe still tucked under unless that causes any discomfort in the lower back. Slowly walk the hands back up closer. So we're going to move into our peak pose. Option to stay exactly here. If you'd like, you can bend the right leg. You can use the block to give you some height. Foot flex, so queen pigeon. If you feel good here, you could extend the left arm for balancing pigeon. Just a couple more breaths. And if you're seated, just try to go a little deeper. Pull that foot a little bit closer. Exhale, release. Walk that right knee closer. Reach the left leg back. Turn the toes under. Shift on up to down dog. Pedal out the feet. Then drop the knees back to all fours. This time, right ankle in front of the left knee. Option for seated. And then from here, just slide the left leg back, keeping those left toes turned under. Start to move into that upright back bend in pigeon. Keep those hips active so you're lifting up through them. And slowly start to hinge over that right leg. Option to release the forehead to the block and breathe. Slowly come up to the hands. Option 1, stay right here. Option 2, bend the left leg, reach for the ankle with the left hand, queen pigeon. Option 3, extend the right arm for balancing. Exhale, release the hands. Slide that left knee closer, reach the right leg back. And then from here, bring the forearms down. Shift up to dolphin and just pedal out the feet this way. And drop the knees. Come all the way up to kneeling. If you have a block, you can use it. You don't need it here. So we're going to start with one-armed camel. So you can bring the right hand to the block, to the heel. Inhale the left arm up. Glutes are on, core is on, imaginary apple between the chin and the chest. Back to center, left hand to left heel, right arm up. Back to center, both hands to the lower back. Core on, glutes on, hips stay over the knees. Inhale, lift up through the chest. Extend the spine. No scrunching. Feel that stretch through the hip flexors. Breathe. Slowly come back up. Knees wide, big toes together. Press back to child's pose. Inhale up to all fours. Bring the knees back hip distance. Shift forward to your kneeling plank. Exhale, slow, controlled lower. Release the forehead. We're going to do this 2 times. So reach for your ankles. If you can only reach one foot, just start with the right. If you can reach both, go ahead. Bring the feet hip distance. Then inhale, lift, pressing the feet into the hands. And if you're doing just one, you can use the left arm to prop you up. Everybody release. Bend the legs, gently windshield wiper the knees side to side. And turn the head to the right so the left cheek is on the mat. Back to center, forehead to the mat. Reach for the left if you did the right and prop yourself up with the right forearm, or reach for both. Wherever you are, press the foot or the feet into the hands. Open up through the chest, feel that hip flexor stretch. Breathe. It's hard to breathe here. Exhale, release. Turn the head to the left, right cheek on the mat, windshield wiper the legs. Then straighten the legs, slide the hands underneath the forehead. Then we're going to flex the right foot, bend it to the heel, point the right toes, press down. Just a few of these. Flex, pull, point, press. So this is some nerve flossing. We're also isolating the muscles around the knees and loosening up that lower back. Last one on the right. Then switch to the left. Left foot flexes, pulls, point, press. Then from here, we're going to release the left foot, slide the arms out to a T, bring the right leg to a figure 4. Option to do cactus arms here instead. Straighten the right leg, keep your arms like this, and then bring the left leg to a figure 4. Back to straight legs, and just roll onto the back. Don't kick your block like I just did. All right, we're going to do 2 back bends because a big part of back bends is actually our psoas, our hip flexors. So hands by the hips. We're going to start with bridge. Feet hip distance. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift the hips up. Option to stay right here, or you can interlace the fingers. Breathe. Exhale, release. Hug the knees into the chest just for a couple breaths. And release down. We're going to do one more so you can do exactly what you just did, bridge. If wheel is in your practice, you could move into that. Fingers pointing to the shoulders, feet a little wider than hip distance, toes pigeon-toed, then point the elbows to one another. Inhale, lift up, breathe. Slowly release. Hug the knees into the chest. Gently rock side to side. Release the feet down. Cross the left leg over the right like you're doing eagle legs. Deep breath in. Exhale the legs to the right, so you stretch through the front right part of the hip. Inhale, center, keep the legs like this. Exhale them over to the right. Look at the left hand. Inhale, center, switch legs. Right leg on top of the left. Exhale the legs to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale the leg to the left. Look over to the right hand. Inhale, center, release the right leg. Feet together, knees together. Open up the legs to butterfly. Turn the palms up to the ceiling. Deep breath in. Keeping our legs like this, but bringing our hands to our lower belly. We're going to inhale, breathe into the hands, lifting them up. Exhale, let the hands drop and the belly drop. 5 deep breaths like this. Slide the hands to the outer thighs. Guide the knees back together. Lift the feet off the ground. We're going to move into happy baby. Option 1, knees wide. Reach for the back of the thighs. Pull the knees, almost like you're trying to pull them to the ground by the shoulders. Option 2, reach for the outsides of the feet. Or point your finger and middle finger around the big toes. Whatever feels best. Arms on the insides of the knees if you can. Release the feet to the ground, slide them straight, hip distance or wider. Roll the shoulders under a little bit so palms turn up. Deep breath in through the nose, sigh it out. Then allow your natural breathing pattern to take over. If you're still feeling tense or anxious at all, move into mindful breathing. So count your inhalation and exhale to 2 counts longer. If you're already feeling relaxed, let your natural breathing pattern take over. We'll do 1 to 2 minutes of deep breathing. Bring attention back to your breath. Taking a deep breath in. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Rotate the wrists and ankles. Inhale, stretch, legs together, arms together, full body stretch. And then roll to whichever side feels more comfortable. 2 deep, mindful breaths here. Then gently press on up to seated. Bring your hands to heart center. Close the eyes. Take inventory of how the body and mind feel after this practice. As you move throughout your day today, notice how your hips, spine, back, lower back feel after loosening up those psoas. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.